watching SKST Radio.
Cammy's Closet, Cammy's Closet, Cammy's Closet, an upscale resale clothing, vintage clothing, handbag, and shoes online store. Cammy's Closet, spelled with a K, not with a T, is a small upscale resale boutique that carry gently used name brand clothing, vintage clothing, shoes, and handbags. Cammy's Closet is all about rediscovering, upcycling, and selling clothes of all kinds. Cammy's Closet believes it's an underappreciated form of clothing, and they started a win-win for everyone. The true value of resale. Cammy's Closet is very aficionado, passionate about rediscovering, upcycling, and reselling upscale resale and vintage clothing of all kinds. Go to cammyscloset.com. That's K, not a T, A-M-I-S-K, not a C, L-O-S-E-T. cammyscloset.com.
You're watching SKST Radio.
Well, hello. Welcome to the show, Mr. Bari. How are you?
Hey, Cammy, how are you? I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Well, I am excited to have you. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me for a little while.
Absolutely.
So I saw the movie and man, it was awesome, jam-packed action, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we
Good.
tell the audience who you are and where you come from.
So my name is Barry Kang. I'm a native of Queens, New York. I was born in Punjab, India. So my family immigrated here when I was about, I think, 5 or 6 years old, and we all came illegally as refugees during the late 80s, and then my family ultimately settled in Queens, very much. Now it's a very Indian Punjabi neighborhood, but back then there was a lot of Italian, Spanish, African, very, very mixed. So that's how I grew up. I grew up in this ethnic community, and I did all the right stuff. Went to school and got my graduate degree, but somewhere along the line, I caught the acting bug.
Nice.
I wanted to be an actor, and so I went down that path. And I quickly realized how difficult it is for ethnic artists and actors here in America to get the opportunities that we deserve and that we want.
Right.
So then I was, someone gave me the good advice that, hey, instead of competing with all these other people, you should be creating. You should be writing your own stuff, doing your own thing. And I said, that makes sense. Let's do that. Let's create some opportunities instead of just doing what actors do a lot. Which, I was auditioning a lot, and it's tough. It's tough. I feel for actors, being one, how difficult it is to go out there and compete for a role when there's thousands of other people competing for the same thing. So that's what led me into writing and directing. And then my first film came about in 2016 or 2017, around that. And so that one led me to the next one. That gave me enough courage to do something bigger and badder. And
it takes one time,
Yeah. So that's how the Scrapper came about, and it's very much inspired by my own background a bit. How Punjabis get through America, especially illegal Punjabis and those communities. And then I learned about this crazy connection between the Punjabi and Mexican communities, which started, believe it or not, 100 years ago when they were both early immigrants in California.
Mm-hmm.
So it was usually Mexican women would come to work the farms, and Punjabi men were coming to work the farms in California, and they kind of started commingling,
Mm-hmm.
and that led to this whole subculture of Punjabi-Mexican families, and I had no idea.
I was wondering how you came up with that.
I didn't. I didn't. I don't think you can come up with those things. So that's very much a part of American history. And when I learned about that, I said, hey, I want to learn more about this. And if I didn't know about it, I bet a whole bunch of other people don't know about it. And then, unfortunately, that's kind of fading away, those Punjabi-Mexican families. But the connection that's very much alive nowadays is a lot of Punjabis come through the Mexican border illegally.
Wow.
And so they get, jumbled up with the cartels and the bad guys there. There's a lot of, not a lot, but you hear reports about money laundering and drug running, and Punjabis getting involved. It's inevitable when you have to come via that route. A lot of people get roped into those things. And I'm very much into crime, thriller, suspense movies, and so that's how this whole thing came about.
So how long did it take you to write this whole story and to actually get it on film?
To write, maybe about, if I just added it all together, I did it over the course of a few years, but it wasn't like I was writing every day full time. Maybe I think 6 months, I would say, if I added up all my hours, probably 6 months to write the story. And then it took about a year to get people together and get enough courage and get enough kind of get enough dollars together to get this thing made. I'm working outside the studio systems. I don't have financiers, I don't have backing like that at the moment. So it was really a grassroots effort, and kind of putting everything I had into this and finding the right people. A few people from my last project came on board with this one, especially my cinematographer. So he's the one that shot the film, and then finding the actors. That took some time, from writing the script and then getting it done with post-production, about 3 years, maybe 3.5, because COVID happened while we were shooting. Yeah. We shot most of the film right before, but there was about 20-30% left. So that was a little tricky. And scary, going out there shooting. We didn't know what was gonna happen, but I said, hey, we did this much. You gotta do it. You gotta finish it. So that delayed things a bit, but it's first world problems. We have it good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have the trailer. If you don't mind, we'll look at the trailer and let people get an idea of what we're talking about.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's see if I can make this happen. Let's see. I'm always doing it wrong,
No, you're doing it. This is awesome.
Well, let's see. Let me try it one more time here. Well, I had it queued up and ready to go. It looks like I lost my cue here. Yeah, when I actually saw the movie, I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you.
I mean, it was like you couldn't stop looking at it. It was one of those things. What's next,
Yeah.
This one's $200 to open it. I'll take the safe. Gonna sell the metal anyway. Thousands of Punjabis cross the US-Mexico border every year, and it's all controlled by the cartels. In exchange, the Punjabi bosses let them use their trucks to smuggle drugs all across the country. It's a shame.
Are you working again today?
You allow us to bring our people across the border, and now we clean your money. I want us to move upstate. Whose money is it? You leave my sister and the yard alone. We don't need your business anymore. You got a lot of sauce. How did the other one get away? You want to tell me why some two-bit scrap paid me $100,000? My own money.
Country's getting out of this world.
Oh, I felt that.
With interest. We need to speak with Jake.
What's this about?
That's not for you. Oh, I'm not doing this. Your people are not going.
finish what I started. That gun of yours.
Close to the world, but not of the world.
That was awesome.
All right. Thank
So
you.
you had not only one bad guy to hate, you had two bad guys to hate, and they both were like, I hated them both. Hold on.
Well, I mean, Jake's not the best guy either, right? It's just he's just trying to be better.
Hold on. Let me figure out how to stop this now. Okay, let's see what I have to do here. I got too excited, I guess.
No, it's fine.
Let me. Did I do it? Nope, I didn't. Hold on. Let's go on to the next video, I guess. Yeah, sometimes I get stuck on these when I'm working from home,
No, it's okay.
and I can't get it off. Hang on. So yeah, I get stuck, and then I can't stop it because I'm on the laptop instead of the actual computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives me all the sounds of the video. It's like, and then when you want it to stop, it doesn't stop. I did Darren Hansen, who was in Soul Food, the movie Soul Food.
Yeah.
And he was on the beach, and I just couldn't stop it to save my life. Cancel. But I can't get it. I apologize. One more time.
No worries.
No, I don't understand why I can't stop it. This sucks. We're looking at another video.
It's still going?
It says screen share can't cancel, and I don't know why it won't cancel.
I mean, I don't see anything here.
I don't either. Did I get it?
I think so, because I don't see anything on my end here.
Okay. So anyway, apologize for that.
No, that was great. At least we got to see the trailer.
So okay, going back to the bad guys. How did you cast for these two bad? I mean, not one, but two bad guys that you love to hate at this point.
Yeah, so casting is really tough for smaller movies because we were union. I mean, most of the actors are union, and casting is really hard. I just always been on the hunt from when I came up with the idea of who I would want to play that role. But I knew whoever I wanted, my dream cast, I knew I wasn't going to get them. It's just a lot of those people are out of reach, especially when you're doing smaller films. And not that they don't want to do it, it's just the production budgets just don't support it.
Right.
And so I did have an idea of, okay, this is the kind of actor I want, and maybe these actors will be good for it. So, and then I would just kind of throw out my net and try to find people that I knew. But what really saved us was we finally got a casting director, Mia Cusumano and Megan Rafferty here in New York, and they're both wonderful ladies, and they do an amazing job, and they really help to bring everything together. But ironically, the two bad guys, Samrat and Teji, the two Punjabi brothers, those guys I found on my own, and just because it's there's not enough. There's hardly any Indian Punjabi actors who are doing those kinds of roles.
Right.
Whenever you see a South Asian, not whenever, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of times it's comedy. It's usually towards comedy,
Oh
and
yeah, not
so
drama like this.
when these guys got the script, they were like, "Oh my God, this is awesome! I would love to play a bad guy."
Right, right.
They don't get these kinds of roles, unfortunately, here in Hollywood, or even the independent scene. So that was one of the things when I was writing. I said, I want to be true to these characters and really find, write some stuff
Mm-hmm.
for my people,
That's
to be able
good.
to, yeah, to be able to write, to be able to do this kind of work. So when I reached out to Teji and Samrat, uh, they read the script and they loved it, and so they were like, yeah, we got to do this. Let's make this happen. And yeah, that's how it all kind of fell together.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Now, the lady who played your wife, she
Yes,
was
Kit.
great. She was
Kit,
great.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
she's very good too. She's actually a friend. She's a family friend. She's a friend of my wife Monica. They used to work together. She's an actress, Ava. She's a professional actress, but they worked together in the past. And Monica, my wife, said, "Oh, did you think about her?" And then my producer saw her picture, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she'd be great." So we got her, and she did the audition and everything, and it worked out real nice.
well, it seemed like everyone you had gelled together really, really well. And so,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
part
very
that
important.
it
Yeah, that's very
was. Yeah.
important. Yeah, because if you don't have that, they say chemistry or whatever it is, that uh, that secret sauce,
Yes, yes.
if you could be great, but if that's missing, that charisma between the people and the actors, if you're missing that, then it might not work. And that, thank God, it all just fell together in the end. And that the credit goes to the actors. They they
Yeah.
they showed up, they did their work, and yeah.
So what's next for you? What is your next project?
I'm continuing to do this kind of work. I'm very much interested in exploring these characters who are on the fringes of society, these underdogs. Maybe that's just kind of influenced by the way I grew up, or maybe I felt like an underdog sometimes. I
Hmm.
had I had a very privileged life. I mean, we were able to come to America. My family was able to settle down, but I've always felt kind of on the sideline,
Hmm.
and things luckily worked out for us, and so now I'm able to do what I wanted to do. But I just those characters really, I'm really attracted to those characters. So the next feature film that I'm writing is also about that type of character. And yeah, I'm working on the next film. Trying to get it finished. The writing is the most difficult part of it. It's
Yeah.
also, I think, the most enjoyable because it's all up here. You can do
Hmm.
whatever. You can make
Hmm.
all the mistakes you want.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sometimes you can take the time. So it's good to get it all figured out up here and on paper before you show up to work.
Well, it was so cool. He was like the hero, and then when he made way with what he made way with, it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah,
now he's a bad guy too.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you felt that way because that was my intent, is that to kind of show what we're capable of in
Yeah,
the end. I mean, he wants to be a good guy, but
he
I don't know.
tried.
Can we really change who we are? I mean,
Right.
maybe up until things push you right back to what you were doing before. And yeah, granted, the circumstances got pretty rough for him, but you
Hmm.
always have a choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You always have a choice, no matter how hard it gets, or how crazy people get around you. But at the end of the day, your actions are in your hand.
Well,
He didn't have
it's,
to go do what he did.
yeah. Well, but then it's like how it was very well organized where he understood that he had to get out that situation.
Yeah.
So the goal and the dream and the plan, it
Hmm.
really, really worked because
Oh,
it
good,
was like
good,
a real life something. You know what I mean? You can't
nice.
expect your environment to change if you
Hmm.
don't. And
Yeah,
sometimes you
I,
have to
I I
remove
like I
yourself.
like that you're arguing for him and I'm arguing against him. That means it worked. So that's
It
good.
did. It
That's
really
good.
did.
I'm
So
glad. I'm glad. Yeah. I
so now,
think people feel his pain in a way,
yes,
and we can
yes.
all relate to it because who hasn't been in a situation where you just want to do better? I mean, that's
Yeah,
all.
and it made it so believable.
Good.
It's kind of like, okay, I want to see the sequel. I'm ready for the next one. What happened after that?
Oh no,
Uh,
there's no sequel. There's no sequel. Maybe
so
when Hollywood comes calling, I'll do like Scrapper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
exactly. Think about that though. It was just that good. People might
Yeah.
want
Thank you.
more. I mean, I
Thank
I
you.
wanted
Thank you.
more. So yeah, it's one of those type of things. So
Yeah.
okay, what type of inspiration can you give to a fellow actor slash director?
Uh, don't wait for permission. Don't let people tell you what you can and you can't do. Just get out there and do what you can with what you have. And with every step, it gets better. And hopefully people will connect to it because at the end of the day, we don't do this just for ourselves. But don't be scared to make things and just put it out there. Even if it doesn't work, you'll get some feedback and you'll get better.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So now at this point, you have the film. When will it
Yeah.
be coming out for people to see? How do people get the chance to see it?
Tomorrow. So it's releasing,
Tomorrow.
yeah, December 7th, which is in a couple of hours. It's going to be available on all the VOD platforms like the iTunes and the Amazons of the world for now. And then hopefully as it progresses, it'll be available on more platforms. So, but yeah, tomorrow, and you can find out more information about it at on social media at the Scrapper Movie. Everything is there, and yeah, tomorrow. It's a big day.
That's exciting. That's exciting. So,
Yeah,
well, I want to thank you, Barry, for being a part of the show today and sharing your dreams and your goals and just giving people good tips and nuggets of what they can do to get their inner soul out for everyone
yeah.
else to see. I think it's a blessing to be able to do that. And then thinking
Hmm.
about, you know, when you started, did you think you were going to finish? And now you're here working on the next one. That is so freaking cool to me that
Thank you.
I just love being inspired. So thank you so much for your time. And I would love to have you back again with the next one.
Thank you, Kami. It was my pleasure to be here. It was fantastic talking with you, and I hope your audience enjoys the movie, and I hope to get a chance to check it out.
Yeah. You guys check this movie out. Come back, rewind, share, like, go to the trailer, like, review, share, whatever you can do to get this movie out there. You see, this man is like the nicest guy on earth. So, support him, do what we need to do to support him. And we're here for you in Virginia Beach here.
Thank you, Kami. Much love, much love. Thank
You
you.
too. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
You're watching SKST Radio.